So this is a follow-up of sorts to the video I did yesterday, the reaction of the recently released Captain Marvel trailer. I was like the 150,000th person to do a reaction video on Captain Marvel's trailer, so that one didn't do so well. But this one, I think, is sort of an interesting, more esoteric point about acting and about the arts and about how to portray a character in general. So a lot of people, myself included, inevitably compared Brie Larson, Captain Marvel, to Wonder Woman. You could say that that's not really legitimate, but every superhero movie is going to get compared to every other superhero movie. I mean, think about how many comparisons Doctor Strange got to Iron Man. And Captain Marvel is going to be kind of the same way. It's like Wonder Woman is the first modern movie that stars a woman superhero movie that actually did well. You know, the last female-led superhero movie was Elektra back in 2006, which I really wanted to like that movie, and I don't think anybody did. So this guy made a gif of Brie Larson not emoting in the trailer. These are most of her reaction shots, and she has the same look in all of them. It's pretty sad. But Brett Smith weighed in. He was actually tagged in this post. And he did the same thing I did. He compared her to Gal Gadot. And Brett Smith is the colorist on Diversity in Comics' Jawbreakers, Lost Souls series, and he's done a lot of other stuff too. He was a professional in the industry for years and years, and he basically left the mainstream industry to do his own thing. He did Clinton Cash with Chuck Dixon, and he's doing a lot of other stuff too. And he weighed in with this gif about Gal Gadot, that he says that she's, well, an actress. And Gal Gadot is not the best actress in the world. If you look at her in other movies, and even Wonder Woman, she clearly does not have the best range. So she's not the best actress in the world. Whereas Brie Larson, she was in this movie, Room. I've never seen it, but I've heard it's actually really good. So, you know, can't really say anything about that. Look there, she's smiling. She never smiled in the Captain Marvel trailer, but she's smiling there. And you may well have forgotten this. I didn't realize it at first, but she was also Envy Adams in the Scott Pilgrim movie, which was like over 10 years ago. Anyway, the point is that I don't think that Brie Larson is a bad actress. I don't have anything against her. I don't want anything bad to happen to her. But that doesn't mean that, based on the promotional images, based on what I've seen in her interviews, based on the trailer that was just released, I have very little confidence that she is going to be able to bring this character to life in a way that is appealing to a mass audience. I could be wrong. We'll have to wait for the movie to confirm this. But I and a number of other people were less than impressed with, especially Brie Larson in the Captain Marvel movie trailer. Even though I found other things to like about it, this was not one of those things that I could get behind. But that's neither here nor there. So Brett Smith made this tweet, and it got a lot of responses, and a lot of them were pretty salty. You can see this. I don't know what this is exactly, but the Nerdy Hub, he or she, I don't know who this is, weighs in on it and points out that Brie Larson won Oscars. Well, yeah, I mean, that doesn't mean as much as it used to. Nobody watches the movies that get nominated for Oscars anymore. This is a popcorn movie that is supposed to make, millions and millions of dollars all the world over. So just because she's won some Oscars, it does not mean as much as it used to. But they point out that, it's not an actress. This guy here, Nerdy Hub, he's okay about it, but some of the other responses get pretty salty. Captain Marvel's bitch, he gets pretty salty, or she, I don't know. This guy's laughing at the fact he's ratioed. That's funny. Made the same bitch face since 2010. At least here it worked. At least here that was the point of the movie. But once again, right, I'm not doubting that Brie Larson is a good actress, but some of the really salty tweets, I mean, it is Twitter. I mean, that's what you get. You get salt. That did just dare compare Brie Larson to Gal Gadot. Your ability to act is not necessarily correlated with your ability to bring a certain character to life. And that may seem kind of weird at first, but I offer this as an example. So this is obviously Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator. What you may not know is that before the Terminator came out, or before Schwarzenegger was cast as the Terminator, James Cameron had another actor lined up, and that was Lance Henriksen, who you can see here. He's best known as being Bishop in Aliens. And this was the guy that James Cameron was going to go with, and then he went with Schwarzenegger after meeting him for lunch one day because he was just so blown away by Schwarzenegger's presence. And Schwarzenegger just... he convinced Cameron that having a really big guy, having a guy that was just very physically powerful, rather than having this sort of everyman-looking guy, would actually be better because it would show how implacably, ruthlessly efficient the machines were at killing people. And James Cameron ended up really liking that idea. Lance Henriksen was cast in a relatively minor role in the movie that got cut even more during editing. Like, it was already a pretty small role, and then you could be forgiven if you don't even remember that he was in the movie. And I just feel like that's the same way here. That just because a actor is not necessarily the best actor, because, I mean, nobody's going to accuse Schwarzenegger of being the best actor ever. But he has a presence. He is able to do a certain thing very, very well. And I feel like with Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot did the exact same thing. She was an actress with, relatively limited range, but she was able to hone in on what made Wonder Woman work, whereas Brie Larson may well have done a lot of really good movies, but based on that trailer, I really don't know if we can expect much from her. So yeah, this is the thing with Gal Gadot and with the Captain Marvel movie in general, and it's really weird seeing how salty some people get about the Captain Marvel movie. It's like there's some people that really, really, really want this movie to work, and I'm not really sure why. I'm not sure that there was this much hype about Wonder Woman, even though Wonder Woman came first. This guy is a cuck. No, Billy Batson is the only real Captain Marvel, even more so than MaRveL. But anyway, yeah, she is, it's kind of weird seeing just how salty people are about Captain Marvel, and seeing how weird some people get about Gal Gadot, because Gal Gadot, if you don't know, she's Israeli. She was obviously in the IDF, and she is openly supported... Oh, there's the air conditioner. She's openly supported Israel more than once. She's been very open about her patriotism, and a lot of SJWs really don't like the fact that that Gal Gadot is what they call a Zionist, because she dares to support Israel's right to exist. It's like, okay. I don't know if you know this, but Themyscira is about isolationist island of persecuted peoples who ended up having their own basically nation state given to them by the gods because they were trying to escape the persecution of the world. So if you don't think that somehow correlates to Wonder Woman, I don't know what's wrong with you. Gal Gadot is a soldier who was a beauty pageant winner who became a model and actress. So, I mean, you could search high and wide and would be very, very hard-pressed to find somebody who was better suited for the role than Gal Gadot. And when you look at interviews and when you look at backstage photos and you look at backstage videos and you listen to her talk about the movie and then you just see the movie, it was very clear that for this role anyway, Gal Gadot was able to hone in very clearly on what the character meant and what she wanted to get out of it and how to embody that. She may not be the best actress in the world, but for this thing right here, it's very difficult to think of anybody else in the role. And to be fair, there were people, and I think I was one of them, who were talking about that she's too skinny, and it would be nice if she was a little bit, bustier, a little bit more muscular, but overall, after having seen the movie, it's hard to think of anybody else. Now, that's not to say that the Captain Marvel movie won't be good. Oh, there goes the stupid air conditioner again. It's just that, based on the promotional material we've seen so far, it seems to confirm a lot of people's fears about how Brie Larson is portraying the character. That may well change. It may well be that the movie will come out and it'll shut everybody up, and it'll be just as good as this guy is hoping. Once again, right? Just why are so many people so quick to put down Gal Gadot and Brie Larson and everybody. I mean, a lot of these people, I'm willing to bet, are the same kinds of people that were all up in arms because Kelly Marie Tran from Star Wars got ran off of social media by supposed trolls, even though some of those trolls just seem to be concerned trolls more than anything else. But it's just weird that this is such a touchy subject, that for whatever reason, you know, you can compare any other movie to another movie, but if you compare Captain Marvel to Wonder Woman, for some reason that's illegitimate. I almost wonder if it's because they know that we're right. So once again, it's not like I'm hoping for Captain Marvel to fail. I'll laugh at it if it does, though. But it's just interesting that for whatever reason this is just such a touchy subject, when it's pretty obvious that you don't have to be the best actor in the world to embody a role, and neither does being a good actor necessarily mean that you're the best for the role. I mean, a lot of people have had their dream castings for Carol Danvers, and I think almost all of them would have been better than Brie Larson. It remains to be seen. Obviously, like I said, movie still hasn't come out, but the whole point of a trailer is it's supposed to get you excited for a movie, and for a lot of people, the Captain Marvel trailer failed to do that. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, anyway, tell me what you think about this. Tell me what you think about Captain Marvel versus Wonder Woman, if that's a legitimate comparison or not. Tell me if what the source of all of this, why this seems to be such a touchy subject for some people. See, once again, I don't get it. Stop it. Yeah, that's a little bit weird, but anyway, yeah, this is just gonna be a pretty quick video. So this is Unranked Chevron signing off.